What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer taking a look at the new Crystal Beast support. This is an archetype I don't know anything about other than that the monsters are in the spell and trap zone. And a while ago when Union Carrier wasn't banned, Union Carrier, I know there was like an infinite loop that you could do because some of these are like winged beasts. I think this is played with Tri Brigade. I'm not even exactly sure, but that's why I'm doing this. I'm going to read the new support. So it's cool. I like to judge the new support objectively instead of in context, because I think that's just a better way to look at cards. And then I'm going to look at every other card and then kind of give my final thoughts on the archetype, see where I think it is right now, and all that good stuff, and maybe even play it. So first up, we have Crystal Protection. Target one Crystal Beast monster you control, destroy it. Then special summon one Crystal Beast token with the same original type, attribute, level, attack, and defense. It'll be interesting to see if any of these Crystal Beasts have effects when destroyed. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone, and this card is in your graveyard, even during the damage step, you can banish this card, special summon one Crystal Beast monster from your spell and trap zone. Which, I think that's what you want to do all the time. You want to special summon them because they're monsters. And monsters do things in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Okay. So I think you can use both these effects as well. So this could be like a really, really good card. It destroys one, so if one of the Crystal Beasts have effect when destroyed, that's a good advantage. But then it just gets replaced with a regular token, which could be really good too. And then you get the special summon from the spell and trap zone. Good stuff. This is Bridge of Salvation. If a level 10 or higher monster with two or more... if level 10 or higher monsters with two or more different types are on the field. I don't know how easy that will be, but okay. Shuffle as many cards from each player's hand, field, and graveyard as possible. Except this card, then each player draws 5 cards. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Add one Crystal Beast monster, one field spell from your deck to your hand. Interesting. So obviously Foolish Burial Goods will be played in this deck now. I mean, you get to go +1, but really it's probably a lot more considering if the field spell does anything. Okay, and you get to add any field spell, which is extra interesting. If a level 10 or higher monsters of two different types are in the field, like what a crazy weird effect. Like I know there's a fusion. I don't even know what the other target is supposed to be. Both of them or something. What? That's just a random thing to do for a card effect. But the banish from the graveyard effect, very good. Okay. Crystal Grace. Special summon up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your spell and trap zone. If you do, gain life points equal to their total original attack. Alright, I mean, it feels kind of slow, but if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, expect the top card of your deck, and if it is a Crystal Beast monster, either add it to your hand or special summon it, otherwise send it to the graveyard. I feel like that's supposed to be good, and it technically isn't, but do any of these things have good effects when special summoned? I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see, but that just doesn't feel like a 2022 card. But maybe it's really good. I'm not sure. It just doesn't do anything against your opponent, right? Like that's kind of the problem, I think, with the card. This is Crystal Miracle. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, destroy one Crystal Beast card you control, and if you do, negate the activation. It's an Infinity Barrier. Sweet. And if you do that, destroy that card. Even better. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, place one Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Obviously, a very good card. I think that what I really like to do, and what I think really good decks are, from what I've play tested before, if you can run 9 hand traps and 3 counter traps, it's a really good combo. And counter traps obviously are some of the best cards in the game because they can't be responded to other than with other counter trap cards. I like it. Oh, okay. So this is a level 10, and the fusion obviously is a level 12. So this is a dragon, and that's a dragon. I thought that'd be different types. I'm trying to figure this out. With different types. Yeah, how are you supposed to do this? Okay, this is they're all dragons. All right. We'll see what this is. I think you have to play this card. This is always treated as an ultimate crystal card. Don't really know what that's all about. Cannot be normal summon, must be special summon from your hand by having 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names on your field and or graveyard. Okay, that's nice. You cannot activate the following effects of this card. The churn it is special summon quick effect. You can send all Crystal Beast monsters you control to the graveyard. This card gains 1,000 attack for each monster sent to the graveyard. You can banish all Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard. Shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. All right. I mean, I wish that was the quick effect. Obviously, that would be like insane. But you have to have 7 Crystal Beasts with different names. I mean, are you playing 7 different names? Are 7 of these smaller cards good? We'll find out. But obviously, like, that's a pretty good, like, effect. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. We'll read the rest of them, and that's when I'll kind of form my final opinion. Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone... Okay, there's no special summon effect. That's pretty interesting. It's just a tribute summon monster. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it in the face-up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. When an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Never mind. I lied. You can banish this. I should just read cards first. You can banish this card, treat it as a continuous spell. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck. But its effects are negated, and if you do, add 1 ultimate crystal monster from your deck to your hand. So what is ultimate crystal? Ultimate crystal. So I guess there's just a few. Is this treated as an... Oh, okay. 1 ultimate crystal monster. What? Okay, this is interesting. This is always treated as 1. So, like, is there an original Ultimate Crystal card? How bizarre, right? So, I mean, I guess the target is supposed to be this, technically. I mean, this is cool because it gives you so much advantage. But it really, I mean, it's not the hardest condition. Like, of course, an attack is going to be declared involving a Crystal Beast. Probably, right? It has to be destroyed by battle, which, you know, you never know. It gives you a lot of advantage. I almost wish, like, there was a Union Carrier so you could just, you know, grab this from the spell and trap zone, right? And then banish it. But I think, yeah, this is, okay. I don't know. I'm just going to keep that in the back of my mind. I mean, that's not the worst thing I've ever read in my life. Okay. So this is Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. When this card is summoned, you can place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So maybe that's when you do this, right? Maybe you play 1 of these, and this is a really good target for that. Potentially. Okay, so that's definitely not bad. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, which works really well with the new spell, I figured there would. That'd be such a random effect otherwise. You can place it in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. So, super cool. Crystal Protection is a really great card right off the get-go. Because this is obviously probably the best one. When another Crystal Beast monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can change the attack target to this card. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, which is good by either battle or card effect, you can place it in your spell and trap zone and continue spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. I mean, that's just very decent. I don't think that's very good. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 400 attack during the damage step only. Okay. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. So this is a beast. This is a beast. So I can understand where Tri-Brigade comes in now. Again, not very good. Okay, this is a pendulum because, of course, every archetype needs random pendulums, especially during the Archie era. They definitely did. So the Pendulum Effect each turn. The first time an Ultimate Crystal Monster and or Crystal Beast card you control would be destroyed by card effect, it is not. I mean, yeah, that definitely that's a card effect. Monster effect. If a Crystal Beast monster you control battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation. Coke effect, you contribute this card from your hand or face up from your field. Really, I mean, what's the difference between these other cards and a pendulum, right? You contribute this card, and your battling monster's attack and defense becomes double its original attack and defense during that damage calculation only, but is destroyed at the end of the damage step. At the end of this damage step. So double, I mean, that'd be like pretty decent. No, that's good for sure. Why not? Like over 3,000 attack, right? I want to say like that's not bad. Like I really want to, but like I don't know. I just battle phase effects are just when the only thing a card does is battle phase based effects. Like it's usually not that great, right? It almost feels like it should have both these effects as its Pendulum Effect. At least that's how I feel. Instead of having them being separate, then I would like really consider this card being pretty decent. This is Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle. Once per turn, you can target one Crystal Beast card you control. Place that target on top of the deck. Really? You can target... That's when you lose advantage. You can target one Crystal Beast card you control. Place that target on top of the deck. It really... Like, I can't think of a good situation where you just want to go negative. Like, what? Maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't know. This is Crystal Master. Your opponent cannot target ultimate crystal monsters or crystal beast cards you control with card effects. So if you have both of these, obviously can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects. You contribute this card, add one ultimate crystal monster, crystal beast monster, or crystal spell and trap from your deck to your hand. That's very different. Like that's a now this is a good card. Yeah, definitely, because it lets you. It's just a searcher. It's just Magician's Rod, I guess, for the deck, but it adds even more than Magician's Rod does. Like, that counts, right? This one counts as well, and this one too. Shout out to this card. Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat. This card can attack your opponent directly, but when it uses this effect, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is half, so 600. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it... I mean, that's just like... They're getting worse and worse, these effects, right? Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise. Once per turn, you can target one monster you control that is attacked... that attack this turn, change that target defense position. If this... Okay, we can just move on. Crystal Beast or Ruby Carbuncle. Alright. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monster cards as possible from your spell and trap zones. Very cool. Very cool. So this isn't treated as a Crystal Beast card, is it? If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. So, this one's good. This one doesn't even... Well, it just says Crystal Beast card. Is this a... Yeah, this is a Crystal Beast card for sure, right? It might not be, actually. That's unfortunate. So this one's good. That's one. That's two. Maybe three. Like, you need to play 7 different ones. I mean, how many even are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There literally is only 7. I didn't even realize that. I'm stupid. Yeah, dude. Like okay. I mean, the new support is good so far, but like, you need some more main decks that do something. Like, you can't just play these just to play these. You know what I mean? So that's kind of unfortunate. So this is Crystal Promise. Target a Crystal Beast in your spell and trap zone. Special summon it. So obviously pretty good here. Pretty good here. Crystal Bond. Add one Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand and place one Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck. That's obviously very good. That's like one of the best cards on the deck. Crystal Blessing. Target up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard. See, I don't know how good that is, because isn't the whole point that when they're destroyed, they go to there anyways? Like, how easy is it going to be to put them in the graveyard? If you control 2 or more Crystal Beast cards, this is rare value. In your spell and trap zone, your opponent chooses 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap zone. You send it to the graveyard, and if you do, you draw 2 cards. I mean, I'm sure that's pretty easy. Although... You know what I just realized? It's actually not that easy. Like, you're depending on your opponent destroying those cards. There's like no way, like, yet to just put a bunch in the spell and trap zone. This one puts 1, which is cool. Yeah, that's pretty weird for sure. I guess we'll see. Okay, so this is Crystal Abundance. Send 4 Crystal Beast cards from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. Send as many cards on the field as possible to the graveyard. Then special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard, up to the number of cards sent from your opponent's field to the graveyard by this effect. Interesting. I mean, that's a good effect, but you're depending on a lot so far. We're going to keep going here. Crystal Beacon. Special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You must have 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spawn trap zone. I'm starting to see a very alarming pattern. A lot of them depend on you having 2 in your spell and trap zone, which I don't know how you do that turn 1 yet. Rainbow Refraction. If a monster you control whose original name is Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon. Okay. Activated its effect this turn. Special as many Crystal Beast monsters from different names from your deck. It's just so hard to do that, dude. Banishing 7 dark monsters with different names. Like, that's just very difficult. It's very hard to do. And maybe they're just trying to, like, get away from it, pretty much. Crystal Tree. Each time a Crystal Beast monster is placed in either player's spell and trap zone, place 1 crystal counter on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard. Take a number of Crystal Beast monsters from your deck with equal to the number of crystal counters that were on this card. Place them face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. I mean, even like 1 is probably good, right? I mean, it almost just counts as a Crystal Beast card, right? As a Crystal Beast monster, because you're just gonna like end up sending maybe 1 or 2, which is fine. I think this card's pretty good actually. Crystal Release, an equip spell. Equip only to a Crystal Beast monster. It gains 800 attack. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Which, you know, really you could actually equip this and then, you know, do whatever to send it to the graveyard, like Link Summon. This card actually is like sneakily pretty good. I think because it's so easy to get monsters in the graveyard now, right? So it's really just a searcher with a little bit of extra steps. I think this card's actually pretty decent. And it's not even a once per turn. So, yeah, that's... I think if you have like 3 of these, and you like normal summon Crystal like Ruby, and then you just link off into Almirage, if I'm reading this right, you get to place 3 Crystal Beasts from your deck. All right, this the surprisingly good card. You wouldn't expect that out of a like a equip spell, but okay. Advanced Dark. All Crystal Beast monsters in the field and in the graveyard become dark. All right. I mean, it's a big body for sure. That's obviously what this is for. If an ultimate crystal monster attacks, negate the effects of the attack target during the battle phase. During damage calculation, if a Crystal Beast monster you control battles, and you would take damage, you can send 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck to the graveyard. You take no damage from that battle. I mean, that's just not very good. I think this is like the better one. You must have this many Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone to activate and to resolve these effects. 1. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Alright. Once per turn, including the opponent's quick effect, you can have the battle damage you take. 3. When a spell trap card is activated, you can send 1 Crystal Beast monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. You need 3 plus a monster. 4. Once per turn during your main phase, you can draw 1 card. Alright. Once per turn, this is 5. During your main phase, you can target 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap zone, special summon that target. Yeah, alright. Rainbow Path. When an opponent's monster declares an attack... Is this... Okay. Again, I'm just trying to think of how easy it's going to be. So you normal summon this. The most perfect hand is like you normal summon Crystal Beast, Sapphire, Pegasus, and you equip 3 Crystal Release, and then you just have a bunch, obviously. Although you can't link this off into Almirage, can you? I guess that's where Tri-Brigade comes in, right? Okay, sorry, I just popped in my head. Rainbow Path. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, send 1 Crystal Beast card from your spell and target, negate. Lame. Counter Gem. Send all cards in your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. Place as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible in your graveyard. From your graveyard, face up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. During the end phase of this turn, destroy all Crystal Beast cards you control. That's sick. Uh, Ultimate Crystal Magic. When your Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle, you can send 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from your hand, deck, and or face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. Interesting. Holy smokes. I hate that it is destroyed by a battle, but that is just a wild, like, foolish burial for 7. If a face-up ultimate crystal monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Place as many Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard in your face-up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. Well, you definitely won't want to play into this, that's for sure. It is a crystal card, so it can be searched with this, but then you're just like telling your opponent, do not attack me, which could also technically be a good thing, but I don't know. I feel like it's pretty easy for most decks to play around something like that. Crystal Pair. When a Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. I mean, that's just a little too slow, in my opinion, for sure. Rainbow Gravity. If you have 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names on your field and or graveyard, special summon 1 Ultimate Crystal monster from your deck or graveyard, ignoring summoning conditions, which really that's what the conditions are anyways. It's so hard to have Crystal Beasts with different names. We need new main deck, you know. If you have 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names on your field and or your graveyard. Oh, wait. Oops, sorry. I just read that. I'm stupid. Crystal Raigeki. Send 1 Crystal Beast card from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard to target 1 card your opponent controls. Destroy it. Really slow. Really slow. Crystal Conclave. Once per turn, if a face-up Crystal Beast card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You can send this face-up card from your field to the graveyard to target 1 Crystal Beast card you control, and 1 card your opponent controls, return them to the hand. You cannot activate these effects in the same chain. This is good. This is obviously pretty decent. Definitely good with 2 effects. So once per turn, Crystal Beast control destroyed. But anyway, you get a different Crystal Beast from your deck, which can be really good, you know, for Sapphire. And then also does target. I know you target 1 Crystal Beast card and 1. Does that mean you target both of them? I never know. That's such a confusing. Like there's a few cards that do that. That targets the first one and then it just says 1 other card. I don't know if that counts as targeting as well. But either way, bouncing something back to the hand is pretty good. And very few cards have targeting protection nowadays. At least it feels like it. This is the new rainbow card, I guess. Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, which you're going to have to fusion summon it with one of these trap cards. It's always treated as an ultimate crystal card. You must be special summoned from your extra deck. During a duel, you special summoned an ultimate crystal monster by banishing the above cards from your field and or graveyards. So you have to special summon one of these first. Yeesh. Okay. just yikes. But I think it's possible with this, right? With hope. Okay, gain 7,000 attack while you have 7 or more banished Crystal Beast monsters with different names. If this card did not battle this turn, quick effect, you contribute this card. Shuffle as many cards on the field as possible into the deck, and if you do, special summon any number of your banished Crystal Beast monsters. So that's a quick effect, which is kind of what I said this should be, which is pretty much the point, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure these are the same cards. That's just difficult, right? I mean, like, I thought this says ignoring its summoning conditions, right? When a Crystal Beast monster starts a battle, you can send 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from your hand, deck, and or face of the graveyard. Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster from your extra deck. Okay. In any case, this is the original. So Rainbow Overdrive. It must be either fusion summon or special summon by attributing 1 level 10 ultimate crystal monster you control, which you don't use polymerization. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Crystal Beast monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the banished monsters until the end of the turn. Quick effect. You contribute this fusion summon card, shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. So this one's just like a little bit better because it special summons a lot of these back. Well, it's a lot better, right? So this is definitely the upgraded version, but just don't know how easy it's going to be to get this bad boy out. But it's cool. I mean, it's going to 11,000 attack, so I mean that's nice. But it does have to banish, so I think that's. I mean, Tri-Brigade is like kind of where that comes in, but I just don't like the idea of having to banish 7 different names. I just think that's really bad. I don't want to play all of these bad Crystal Beast monsters. But, you know, the archetype is okay. It's just decent. I think the new support is a good foundation, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done, at least to me. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.